A young lady and her 2 dogs were asleep in her bedroom when awoken by the Knox County Sheriff's Office kicking in the door of her residence without a warrant. She was partially clothed when they handcuffed her and shot her dogs while she begged them not to. 2 of the officers were not certified by the state of Tennessee to perform police work. The Sheriff's Office continues to lie about the presence of body-worn cameras.
I shouted out to her to please not shoot our dogs. She just looked at me and she shot him right in the chest. I saw the blood squirt out of his chest when she shot him. I was so focused on Rocky at that point in time that I didn't realize that Maddie had tried to run, and she shot her too. I was begging the guy who was pulling me to please let me go be with Maddie, and he said no. It looked like she was breathing at first and she was like shaking, and I was begging to just be like, let me tell her I love her, let me tell her I'm so sorry, just let me be with her for a second. And he told me no. He said that was just the body reacting and told them to take me back downstairs.
That same day, the Knox County Sheriff's Office performed a very aggressive raid on a metal recycling business warehouse. That day was a major turning point in more ways than anyone expected. There were 2 camera systems in the business warehouse. The primary DVR system was disabled, but there were backup cameras that were not very noticeable. They recorded throughout the day and captured some very incriminating footage of the Knox County Sheriff's Office doing some very bad things. Several hours into the raid, one of the cameras was discovered, but it was already too late for the KCSO. The camera had already recorded an event earlier that day that shows how the Knox County Sheriff's Office executes a search warrant and conducts an investigation. This was a major break that would lead to a long list of crimes identified for the Sheriff's Office and result in an ongoing cover-up 3 years later. A pattern of law enforcement crime is now documented that shows falsifications, pretense, illegal seizure, and plea bargain coercion. That's the nice way to say what we have hard evidence and surprise witnesses for.
I could have gone all the way. Okay. Let me get it. You guys are all decked out and stuff. Let me. Yeah, that one. See if we're ready for Marcus. Yes, good job. Jerry's on. Is after that. They equally Mark, so we're good.
The defendants had already been charged and arrested. The case immediately went into cover-up mode. Body cameras were, and continue to be, lied about. For the past 3 years, the case has been mostly stagnant. However, during that time, there has been a lot of private investigative work focused on the KCSO and this case. That work has produced indisputable evidence of state and federal felonies committed by the Sheriff's Office personnel along with Sheriff Tom Spangler himself. Sworn affidavits by victims and witnesses of KCSO crimes were filed with the court as a judicial notice and are public record. They include evidence for crimes such as falsification of government documents, aggravated perjury, and impersonation of police officers. A good summary would be an ongoing conspiracy to obstruct justice by concealment, through falsification of material facts and exculpatory evidence, while in contempt of court. The sworn affidavits are available for review at legalmisconduct.org. Many state employees and government officials have been made aware of these crimes and choose to do nothing. Failure to act is also a crime. It's called misprision of felony. Tennessee State Representative Sam McKenzie had spoken out against the Bain Greenidge body cam suppression, but his office declined to do the same for the warehouse raid body cam concealment. U.S. House of Representative Tim Burchett's office said it was a Knox County issue, and that is where it would have to be handled, even though Knox County, the court and district attorney were the ones committing the acts. By then, the first Knoxville News Sentinel Sunday feature about this case had already been published. It detailed the lack of post-certification for Jerry Glenn, along with the lack of his body camera footage of the commando-style raid. This is one of the events listed in the sworn affidavits with indisputable proof involving multiple deputies. The Tennessee statute for failure to comply with Tennessee post-certification requirements lists a Class A misdemeanor for the sheriff and the same for the person who pays the salaries. Each deputy would be guilty of criminal impersonation. The Post Commission is responsible for oversight and enforcement of these laws. Sheriff Tom Spangler is a Post Commission member appointed by the governor. Are you starting to get the picture? And this is just the beginning. Remember this guy, Eric Edlin? He's clearly wearing a body camera in this security video. We'll get into that "does it name the sheriff" comment later. That has to do with Spangler's re-election campaign. Well, it turns out that Eric Edlin was not post-certified to perform police work either. And yeah, there's that body cam that didn't exist, right there on the front page of the News Sentinel. But that doesn't matter. It's just a figment of our imagination. What could possibly be on Edlin's body cam that Sheriff Spangler would want to hide? The Knoxville News Sentinel dedicated a Sunday, front-page spread, to the subject on April 14, 2024. There must be something really bad on those body cams. And yeah, we know. Introducing Butch Bryant. He's a veteran Knox County Sheriff's Office attorney well known for falsifying government documents. His license was suspended for 6 months as punishment for document misrepresentations at the KCSO back in 2008, and we have very solid proof that he falsified at least 2 filed government documents recently. And these are the serious kind that involve violations of constitutional rights, not the driver's license application sort of thing. All of these crimes have been reported to all of these Tennessee government officials, yet none of them will do anything about it. The differences in treatment between Sheriff Spangler and Chief Murphy are obvious. The absolute disregard for we the people and our constitutional rights is very visible. It's clear that Tennessee is overrun with corrupt officials and there is no oversight or accountability.
Let me help you with this. It's one thing to have vision, and it's another thing to have clarity. Vision is being able to see something. Clarity is knowing what you're looking at.